if you are into any investment, you are given a proposal and there are no risks identified in those proposals. Japa. What are we discussing on today? We are discussing on risk attached to land banking. I want to share with you those risks that you are going to come across with respect to your land banking. I'm going to show you how you can mitigate, how you can minimize, how you can control all these risks. You need to pay attention. It's very crucial. Are there other environmental hazards or risks that I need to pay attention to? What kind of erosions in this hazard? Is it something I can control, like flooding? For example, there are estates that you live in, and when it's rainy season, you see everywhere flooded. Buying land in such environment is risk. Put this into consideration when you are considering the risk that you want to measure before you finally take a decision of buying land or not. A lot of people have been stranded with respect to their land banking because they pick a very bad location. Investing in the wrong land type can reduce profitability. These are risks that you need to pay attention to. Poor location choices. Instead of you investing in commercial or residential, you went to invest in farmland. These are the risks that you need to pay attention to when investing in land banking. How are you doing today, guys? I trust you are doing so great. Okay, so what are we discussing on? Let me ask you this question. Is there any business that you do that doesn't have risk attached to it? Okay, it is either yes or no, because I know definitely that when you are into a business and they are telling you there are no risk attached to it, please run away from such businesses. Every businesses have their own risk. Okay, but what you need to do as an entrepreneur, as an investor, is how to either mitigate or minimize such risk. Okay, so what are we discussing on today is we are discussing on risk attached to land banking. That is why I said if you are into any investment, you are given a proposal and there are no risks identified in those proposals, wrong. What we call sorry, japa. Okay, so I want to share with you those risks that you can experience, that you are going to come across, okay, with respect to your land banking. And at the end of this video, okay, I'm going to show you how you can mitigate, how you can minimize, how you can control all these risks. Okay, if this is your first time of listening to me, my name is B.O.A. Bash Olakunle Abiola Oluwoshiolu. I'm privileged to be the CEO of Real Estate Doctors Enterprise Limited, Real Homes. We are in the business of making life beautiful. As you all know, our channel discusses about real estate investment opportunity, and that is what we want to discuss on now. Okay, we discussed about spiritual intelligence and business intelligence, likewise financial intelligence. Okay, so as I've said, if you are told, if you want to get yourself involved in any business and they are telling you that there is no risk, run no. Okay, so what we are discussing on today is risk associated with land banking. What are the risks associated with land banking? Is there any risk associated with land banking? Despite how juicy, despite how profitable land banking is, despite it's a long-term investment that at the end of the day, at the end of your investment period of time, you are going to make high return on investment. Are there risks attached to it? Yes, there are risks attached to it. Okay, what is land banking? Land banking is you buying land and holding it for future appreciation. Okay, land banking is you buying land, holding it for future appreciation. Are there risks attached to this? Yes. Number one of those risks is market fluctuation. Market fluctuation. See, in every business, okay, there is always market fluctuation. Okay, and what are these type of market fluctuations? Okay, something like economic downtime, okay, inflation and rising interest, currency fluctuation, and imported materials costs. All these things affect real estate. It affects land banking. And what is the result of it? The implication of market fluctuation on real estate. When there is market fluctuation, it results to low demand, property low demand. Okay, so number one is market fluctuation. And when we talk about market fluctuation, I said it comes in phases of either economic downturns, okay, which leads to and reduce demand, which leads to reduced demand, inflation and rising interest. When there is inflation, there is tendency for rising interest, okay, and currency fluctuation. Okay, the currency fluctuation affect you, those of us that are into development, that most of the things that we use in developing our real estate is imported. Okay, market fluctuation affects, okay, importing material cost. Okay, and how does this affect land banking? It affects land banking because there will be slow demand. Okay, when there's fluctuation in market, okay, it's either you have the money to buy your product, or you have the money to buy your product and before you buy the product, you buy land. Okay, so when all these economic downtowns, all these market fluctuations are affecting the economy, it definitely land fall back on land. I know the number of land that people want to sell at this present time that are in my custody, that we are still trying to find out who to sell, who to buy. Okay, but one thing I always advise people is the best time for you to invest in real estate is this kind of time, this period, because it's obviously a lot of people wants to sell at distress, and you can take advantage of it. So number one is market fluctuation. Number two is liquidity risk. Liquidity risk in the sense that how do you convert your land into money? Okay, that is the number two risk, liquidity risk. Okay, selling land can take time, especially when the demand is low. Selling land can take time, especially when the demand is low. So there are ways in which you can control this. As I've promised you guys, I'm going to explain to you, I'm going to show you how to mitigate and how to minimize all these risks. Okay, so number three is legal and title issues. Make sure that the seller you are buying from have a clear ownership. Okay, is the right owner of that land. Okay, in order not to lead to disputes. Okay, because this is one of the risks that a lot of people faces when it comes to land banking. Likewise, there may be encumbrance, liens, or zoning restriction affecting the land. All these things are risks you need to pay attention to. Verify the land document and conduct due diligence is very crucial. Okay, all these things are risks that you need to pay attention to. Okay, and these are the risks that you are going to come across when you are involving yourself with respect to real estate. Remember, I said what are the risks that that is associated to land banking? I said one, market fluctuation. Okay, number two is liquidity risk. Okay, and number three is legal and title issues. Okay, number four on my list is government policies and regulations. Government policy and regulation are risks that you need to pay attention to when you are investing in land banking. Okay, what are these government policies and regulations? Okay, changes in zoning laws, okay, or government acquisition, okay, which can affect your investment. Okay, it will definitely affect your investment. Changes in zoning laws and government acquisitions can affect your investment. Another thing is new regulations, which may limit how you develop or use your land. Okay, so you need to pay attention to government policies and regulations. Okay, and the effect is what I've shared with you: changes in zoning laws, okay, government acquisition, likewise new regulation which may limit how you develop or use your land. So you need to do enormous due diligence in order for you to avoid all these risks. Okay, number five is infrastructure development and development risk. Infrastructure and development risk. Before I go into the infrastructure and development risk, why not, if you are learning something, why not share this video as many times as possible? And likewise, if you want to encourage us, one of the ways in which you can encourage us is by you sharing this video, liking this video, and commenting on this video. When you do that, it boosts the algorithm of this video and it shares to a lot of people who needs this information. Okay, as I've said, there is no business without risk. Okay, but when you identify, when you know all these risks, you will be able to manage them, you will be able to mitigate them, you will be able to minimize them. Okay, there is no business without its own risk, but the most important thing is know this risk, and when you know this risk, look out for a way in which you can control them. It's just like you are driving on a road, on a non-well road, okay, a road that you've not passed before, okay, you are driving on that road. If you don't have an idea with respect to that road, you might run into a pothole, and that pothole might destroy your tire. And unluckily enough for you, you don't have a spare tire. That means you need to sleep in that place. That is the best way in which I can explain the essence of this video to you. So guys, share this video as many times as possible. Click on the like button, comment on this video, share this video, and likewise click on the notification button so that whenever we are sharing next videos, you will be the first to enjoy, to call or to be notified with respect to our video. So as I said, number 5 is infrastructure and development risk. There are risks attached to infrastructure and development risk. For example, the land may take longer than expected to be developed due to delaying appreciation. And we know that in order for appreciation, one of the factors that boost, that encourage appreciation is infrastructure and development risk. Where you are buying that land, is there any planned infrastructure that is coming there? Okay, if there is no infrastructure, it may delay the time of liquidity of your property, of your land. Okay, so if roads, electricity, and water are not extended to the area, the land may not increase in value as planned. Okay, so you have to make sure that, okay, this land that I'm purchasing, is there a proposed road? Is there a proposed electricity and water? Okay, and water. Okay, if they are not in that area, I will advise you that you stay away from such property, such land. Okay, so number 6 is fraud and scams. There are so many frauds and scams happening with respect to land banking. Okay, so like some companies sell land without proper documentation,
just in case you have plans. Hey.
okay, leading to losses. Okay, likewise, fake lands, sales, or double allocation are common in some regions. Fake land sales or double allocation, they are very common in some regions. So one of the reasons that you need to pay attention into is you need to be fraud intelligent and scams intelligent. You need to know, okay, with respect to this deal I want to go into, what are the frauds I need to identify in this deal? Okay, and I told you, some companies some companies sell lands without proper documentation, okay, leading to losses. Likewise, fake land sales or double allocations are common in some regions. There are several land risk that you need to survey risk. There is survey fraud. There is what we call survey fraud, etc., etc. So pay attention to all these risks. Okay, number 7 on my list is high holding costs. Okay, high holding costs in the sense that while land has no maintenance costs like building, there may be property taxes, security costs, or legal fees. How do you control all these risks? Okay, like property taxes, there is a way you go about property taxes. Okay, likewise, security costs. Do you need to put a security on that land? Land is not appreciating, but you are putting security on it. Is it to your own advantage, or is it depreciating the cost, the selling cost of that land? Okay, legal fees likewise. How much is it going to cost you to get the right and the proper legal fees? Okay, if land ownership require title conversions or permit, these expenses can add up. All these things are included in the risk of high holding costs. Okay, I'm holding this land for some number of years. What are the things? What title does this land have now? Does this land, what this land has, is deed of assignment or a survey plan? Okay, I need to convert this land into a C of O. Okay, despite this, all these processes add appreciation, add value on your land. And on several occasions, I've shared with respect to one of my mentors who bought his land 22 years ago. Okay, and when he bought that land, he doesn't have a C of O. But under that 22 years, he spent money on the land, and he made sure he spent money on the documentation. And that made the land appreciated. And presently, he's using that land as a site and servicing scheme. I don't want to tell you how much he's selling that land. It's over hundreds of millions of naira for a plot of land that he said he bought less than 1,000 naira 22 years ago. Okay, so all this holding cost is one of the risks that you need to pay attention to. But why am I including holding costs? It's normal, but you need to be very strategic so that it won't lead to the loss of value of that property. Okay, it won't cause you to run at loss. Okay, so number 8 is environmental and land use risk. Okay, some lands may be prone to flooding, erosion, or environmental restriction that limit development. Make sure when you are buying your land, take note of environmental and land use risk. Is this place, what kind of erosion is this in this axis? Is this something I can control? Are there other environmental hazards or risks that I need to pay attention to, like flooding? Okay, for example, there are estates that you live in because of when they were trying to build that estate, they need to create a canal. They need to dress some places in order for them to use it to fill the land. And when it's rainy season, you see everywhere flooded.
Oh my God! If it doesn't from, oh my God!
Okay, buying land in such environment is risky because that alone will depreciate the cost of selling of that land. It might even make the land to stay longer, in the market because of flooding. Okay, so buying land in protected area or disputed land can lead to legal battles. So if you are buying from Omonile, you don't know what the issue is with respect to that environment. You don't know the lineage. You don't know the predominant owner of that land. You don't know the primary owner of that land. But now you are buying it from another person. And at the end of the day, after buying it, you now have issues with respect to the land. You need to be able to search. You need to be able to do the primary owner search on that land. You need to know the primary owner of that land. And when you identify the primary owner of that land, you can now start asking them questions to know who they sold, the first person they sold the land to. From that person, you confirm, you move to the next person, and you do your search until it gets to the final person that is selling to you. Okay, number 9 on my list is opportunity cost risk. Are there opportunity cost risk? Yes, money tied up in land could have been used for other investment with faster returns. Okay, so you need to be very strategic with respect to, okay, this money that I want to invest in this land, when will I need it? Can I invest it in other things? Okay, despite land banking is very profitable, you need to pay attention to all these things, because I've seen several people who invested money in land banking after some couple of days, after some couple of months, they need to call us, and some of them will even refund them, because we realize that they have other things. That I have someone who bought land from me after some months. The person told me they want to buy a car, they have an emergency, and they don't have, we have to look out for, we have to buy the property for them, we have to pay them half of the money so that they can use it to invest in their vehicle, because they were stranded at that point in time. So you need to put into consideration opportunity cost risk. Okay, if acquisition takes too long, you may miss other profitable opportunity. Put this into consideration when you are considering the risk that you want to measure before you finally take a decision of buying land or not. Number 10 is poor location choices. A lot of people have been stranded. They are stranded with respect to their land banking because they pick a very bad location. Okay, they pick a very bad location. If the area does not experience expected growth, okay, due to lack of government focus, acquisition may be slow. Number 2, investing in the wrong land type, okay, e.g. farmland instead of commercial land, can reduce profitability. Okay, these are risks that you need to pay attention to. Let me repeat myself. Poor location choices. If the area does not experience expected growth, okay, e.g. due to lack of government focus, acquisition may be slow. Number 2 is investing in wrong land style. Okay, instead of you investing in commercial or residential, you went to invest in farmland. Okay, this can reduce profitability. So these are the risks that you need to pay attention to when investing in land banking. Let me repeat all these risks before I go to how to mitigate or minimize all these risks. I said number 1 on my list is market fluctuations, and when we talk about market fluctuations, it leads to lower demand. Everything with respect to economics is supply and demand, but when there is market fluctuation, there is always lower demand, but there is high supply. If you are smart, this is the best time for you to invest in land banking. So I discussed the market fluctuation, I discussed about economic downturn and reduced demand, inflation and rising interest, currency fluctuation, and imported materials cost. I now said number 2 is liquidity risk. Ability for you to convert your land into money is a risk you need to pay attention. What are the ways in which you can mitigate all these risks? I'm going to explain to you after this now. Okay, number 3 is legal and title issues. Legal and title issues. What is the title on the land? Who is the rightful owner of the land? Okay, government policies and regulations, government policies with respect to zoning, okay, with respect to new regulations, okay, infrastructure and development risk. Infrastructure, if there is no infrastructure, what makes property to appreciate is infrastructure. You buy property in location, you invest in location because of infrastructure and development. Okay, so you need to pay attention to, is there going to be a road in this service? When is the proposed road coming up? When is it starting? When is the election? There's one of our estate that we are investing on now. We are investing on that estate because it has Fourth Mainland Bridge, proposed Fourth Mainland Bridge. That is why we are investing in that estate. Okay, that's why we are investing on that land. Okay, so you need to be very careful, sensitive with respect to infrastructure and developmental risk. Number 6 is fraud and scam. Pay attention to companies who doesn't have proper documentation, and likewise fake land sales or selling land to more than one person. High holding costs. Okay, while land has no maintenance costs, there are property taxes. Okay, make sure, identify, do a proper verification with respect to your property taxes. Consult your tax agent, okay, and make sure that there is no property tax on this, or how can you control the property tax on the land. Okay, security costs. How much is it going to cost to have insurance or put a security guard on the land? Legal fees. How much is it going to cost you to process the documentation of those land? Okay, so I said number 8 is environmental and land use risk with respect to flooding, erosion, okay, fire, etc., etc. Opportunity cost is your, if your opportunity cost in the sense that your money tied down for too long. How long do you want your money to give you a return on investment? Okay, so poor location choices with respect to, for example, instead of you buying a residential land, you went to buy a commercial or a farm land. What advantage will it give to you? So it will kill your profitability. Okay, so these are the risks that you need to pay attention to when investing in land banking. Are you learning something, guys? If you are learning something, why not share this video as many times as possible? Share this video as many times as possible. Click comment on this video, okay, like this video, click on the notification button, and follow us on every social media that you are coming across this video. Why do you need to do that? That is your own way. That is the way in which we are contributing to our progress, because when you do all these things, it boosts the algorithm of this video and it makes it to go viral too, so that other people can have a view of it. There are a lot of people that need this information in order for them to take the next step that they need to take in their life. Remember this, what I shared with you. I said when you are driving on a well-known road, okay, the speed is different. Okay, you know where there is pothole, where there is no pothole, where you need to slow down, where you need to speed up. It is because you have a pre-information with respect to the road. But when you are driving on the road that does that, you are not pre-informed, that you don't have a formal information with respect to the land, it is risky, and there it can result in you having a flat tire, running yourself into a ditch or a pothole, and that might keep you stranded. That is what this video, that is the essence of this video. We are keeping you from risk. We are informing you with respect to risk that you need to pay attention to. So please share this video. Now, how do we minimize all these risks? How do we mitigate all these risks? Number 1, conduct due diligence. Okay, conduct due diligence. Verify the land document, verify the land ownership, verify zoning laws. Conduct due diligence. What are the due diligence? What are the areas you need to conduct due diligence? I said number 1, verify land document, verify land ownership, and verify zoning laws. Number 2, buy land in strategic high growth locations with infrastructure plans. Okay, this will help you to mitigate environmental and land use risk, opportunity cost, and poor location choices. Okay, so buy land in strategic high growth locations with infrastructure plans. Okay, number 3 is work with trusted real estate companies or professionals, and that is why you have us at Reader Home. Okay, we do our due diligence. We make sure that every land you invest with us, you are expected to have the best return on investment. Okay, so when you are thinking of working with a trusted real estate company, Real Estate Doctors Enterprise Limited is your best choice. Real Estate Doctors Enterprise Limited. Trademark name Read Up Home is your best club. Okay, and as we always say, we are into the business of making life beautiful. Making your life beautiful by showing you the best investment opportunity that you can invest on, that will increase your wealth, that will enhance your real estate investment portfolio, that will enhance your investment vehicle. So you can always contact us on 0814 028 5704. Likewise, you can click on the bio in the link above for consultation, okay, with respect to any aspect of real estate you want a clarification on. Okay, so number 3, I said work with a trusted real estate companies and professionals. There are other trusted real estate companies and professionals now out there. Do your research, and if you feel comfortable with them, why not dive into their office, call them and work with them. That will save you from all these risks all these 10 risks that I've shared with you. Number 4 is ensure proper documentation. Okay, make sure if the land you are buying is C of O. The hope is not a C or it's not a land that has C of O, but the purpose is for agricultural use and you want to use it for residential use. Hope is not a land that has C of O and that is for commercial use, but you need your land for residential use. Okay, get your deed of assignment. Deed of assignment is transfer of ownership, just like when you buy a car, and when you buy a car, the person gives you a transfer of ownership. That is what deed of assignment stands for with respect to real estate. Get your survey plans. Okay, survey plans show you the beacon with respect to the size of your land. It shows you every information with respect to your land that's on paper. Okay, so finally, diversify by investing in multiple locations rather than putting all funds into one plot. This is something that I can't keep resounding. I wonder, that's why I tell people that who invest in land banking because they buy 6 acres, because they buy 6 plots, they think they are right. Because they buy 1 plot, they think they are right. Because they buy it in one location, they think they are right. No, diversify your portfolio. Diversify by investing in multiple locations rather than putting all funds into one plot. For example, if you want to become a billionaire, one of the things that you need to do as a billionaire is for you to diversify your investment, not just in your country, in different countries, so that when there is currency devaluation or market fluctuation in one country and you need money, you can look into other countries whereby there is no market fluctuation, and that is one of the things that makes you become a billionaire, either in naira or dollar. You must understand how to diversify your investment into different countries, and that's why we at Trader Homes, one of our goals is we are global. We are looking outside Nigeria. We are thinking of other countries where we can take advantage of investment opportunity. Okay, so let me repeat all these risks how to minimize, mitigate, and reduce all these risks. I said number 1, conduct thorough due diligence. Number 2, buy land in strategic high growth locations with infrastructure plans. Number 3, work with trusted real estate companies or professionals. Number 4, ensure proper documentation. Okay, and finally, I said diversify by investing in multiple locations rather than putting all your funds in one plot. Do you want a PDF or a slide of this video? Please comment below so that we can share with you. Thank you for now, and try as much as possible. Share this video as many times as possible. Thank you till you hear from me again. Bye for now.